fish out later.
Yeah, so we're both going to fillet fish, so it depends who you want to watch. So I'm just going to do his place. I'm going to fillet the mackerel, one of the easiest fish that you can possibly fillet. I need some scissors. See, that's not prepared.
Oh, these things.
Right, that's right, I found something. Alright. So we're going to take the fins off first. If you want to watch me, you can actually watch on the screen there, because I've stolen this end, which is where I normally work, you see. Yeah, just because the screen was there.
Literally this first bit of place. Just going to cut a nice steak out. Straight through the bone.
So you just cut the
Fins out from the outside.
Yeah. Is that something you'd recommend asking the fishmonger to do?
If you don't want to do it. I mean, actually, because some people don't like the whole fish on the plate, so sort of got a nice steak to get the fish without the head and the tail. Some people get a bit funny with that. It's absolutely easy to do. But I'll use some of these bits as well. I'll put them in the burgers.
I'm going to fillet these off in a very similar way to the mackerel.
Because this connected, isn't it? You've got drains.
Yes.
I'm going to open out the bottom of the door or anything.
Not as far as I know, we'll find out in a minute. So again, the sea bass, thank you. Enough mackerel for you, I'll give you a bit more sea bass.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing with the sea bass yet, we'll make that look very long. So we're going to do some cream leeks. We'll see what comes with the other one. So we're just going to make the same cut there, turn the fish around. You need to start it just at the top there, so you can see where you're going. So put your knife in. Carefully just working down the backbone. You get a few crunches as you go, because that'll just be the fin bones, similar to the mackerel, but it's far less than the sea bass. We're going to have a nice fillet sea bass. Simple as that. If you're not confident doing this, go to a fishmonger and they'll do all this for you. Okay, so they'll be paid. It's nice to know how to do it, so if you are a fisherman, you go out and catch your own fish, or if someone gives you some fish, you've got some clue where to start. But if you are at fishmongers, they will do all the hard work for you. Right. So as Simon said, we're just going to get all the fish prepared, and then we've got that out of the way, and we'll get our fish stock on.
So how long do you boil your stock for? Because if you do it too long, it goes...
Fish stock, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So bring it up to the boil, turn it down to a simmer, if you don't want to boil it too rapidly, you break everything up. And turn it down to a simmer, cook it for no more than 20 minutes. Because fish bones, very soft, don't take very long to cook through. If you're going to make chicken stock, you're going to be looking at about 4 hours because the bones are firmer. A beef stock, 8 hours plus. The longer you can do a beef stock for, the better. Similar with lamb, because the bones a lot bigger. It takes a lot more time to get the flavour out of them into the stock. So fish stock's a nice simple one to do. So if you do end up with a load of whole fish and want to make a fish stock, get it on. 20 minutes later, you can strain it off. Then what I would do is if you've got a whole load of fish stock, reduce it all the way down, pour it into an ice cube tray. Then you've got concentrated fish stock cubes, put it in the freezer. Then as soon as you just need a bit of fish stock, just pull out a fish stock cube out of your freezer and you've got your own homemade fish stock. And you're not wasting it, and you've got a whole load of bones at any one time.
But don't be put off when you first take it off after 20 minutes. It'll taste pretty watery. You've got to reduce it down before you get the flavour of the fish coming out of it. So, when you did that first, I think it was like no flavour. Right. Just making now a little bit of butter to go to that plate with just some shallots, some capers.
I'll still put some fish, yeah.
Oh, I'm not really messing around, to be fair.
Well,
That's where you pick 3 of them, or you have the whole lot. So
half of it's for you. So I do the fish stock as well, is that right? You might have to do it in your tap because I don't like that one.
it's just like working, this is. It's always feeling hard done by.
You can see why. So again, we're just going to trim this fish up. Yeah, that'll be that, yeah. And we'll get a few flavours in there in a minute, I think, won't we?
Got a couple of bay leaves in there.
Got a couple of bay leaves in there. Lovely. As long as possible, it's tenderize it, so it takes on all those nice flavours.
What cut of beef is that?
What cut of beef is this? I'm not sure actually, it looks a bit of a roasting joint.
Top one.
I think it's
Top, yeah,
top rung.
Yeah.
So fairly tender, not one of your sort of highest quality pieces, but stick it in the marinade, flash fry it, that should come out nice and tender as well. So I'm cutting it into nice small strips. It's important when you're cutting any piece of meat, cut through the grain. So it's very difficult to see from where you are, but here you can see that the grain of the meat runs one way. So if you think of a fillet of beef, you've got a whole fillet of beef is a long piece of meat like that. What happens is the fibres run all the way along it. So when you cut the steak out of the middle of it, you're actually cutting those fibres and making them short. And the shorter the fibres are, the more tender a piece of meat will feel. Because if the fibres are long, they contract a lot, and they make the meat seem tough. Obviously different cuts have different toughness. But if you ever have something like a rump steak, you can cut the wrong way, which often happens. You'll see a lot of fibres running through it, and it'll turn out as a tough steak. Even though the piece of meat is probably fine, it'll turn out tough. So the idea here is that I'm trying to cut through the grain, so that when I flash fry it, it doesn't come out tough. And then onto this, so we're going to make a teriyaki style marinade. So I'm going to see what I can find. I know we've got some soy sauce, so we'll get some of that on there. We'll get some fresh ginger in there. We'll get some nice bits of garlic in there.
What's the best cut of beef for stir fry?
For a stir fry, that's a good question. Depends how much money you want to spend. Obviously things like
Fillet would be
fillet is ideal,
top of the list, wouldn't it?
but sirloin would work quite well. It can come down to some slightly cheap cuts, but they're the best because it's cooked so quickly. You don't want anything that is going to be tough before you start. They'll probably be the best two cuts. Quite expensive, but it's always worth paying for. So if you're going to have something you enjoy or something you don't enjoy, there's not much competition.
Right, just going to spice this chicken up. We've got some cumin, garlic, chilies, sort of spicy. And
I'm really just having a look what to do. Not really
you worry me. Really? Well, when you've worked with him as long as I have, you get worried when he comes around like that. You know he's up to no good.
Right, I'll put it all quiet and just try and find something and see what I can find.
Yeah, so it's sort of Moroccan sort of spice, chicken-ish. So just, yeah, cumin, chilli, garlic, make a bit of a paste up, marrow chicken. With some peppers and bits and pieces and make a bit of a salsa to go with it, just to put it up. Make it a little bit fiery.
With soy, ginger and honey, and we're going to do some plain just with the pickled cucumber that we had earlier. So light seasoning on the fish. If you're cooking fish with skin, you want to cook the skin, always cook the skin side down first. Cook the fish almost all the way through, so your skin will be nice and crispy. And then just turn it over because the flesh is obviously the delicate part. And you don't want to ruin it. You can do this with a spatula if you worry about the fingers. So just helping it to sit flat so that all the skin's in contact with the pan. The idea is get a nice hot pan, add a little bit of oil, get that nice and hot, which will then fry the fish nicely. You're just going to let that one get a little bit warmer. That's that. So far, it's very good. Did you want some of these potatoes, Chef?
Yeah.
Yes, I see now for a couple of these.
Why not? Right, let's put that in there.
Okay, I'll give you about half of the potatoes. I'll leave them over there for now. When you want them, shout. And you should transfer them across.
I'm not actually started what I'm doing yet, so.
So you may not use them at all. then the crushed potatoes, going to add a bit of salt. This is for the sea bass jumping about all over the place now. Some salt, some pepper. Did I have some butter in there? Oh, actually, you might have wanted before I asked for it. You can use a little bit more if you're feeling a little bit healthier. We're aiming for lots of flavour tonight, so we're going to add butter to it.
Healthy eating important to you, food and
Not always, no. It can be. Healthy eating comes in many disguises, I find. Because you can say healthy eating is a low-fat diet, you can say healthy eating is eating lots of fresh fruit, vegetables, lots of decent quality meat, fish. So to me, eating the quality produce is sort of healthy eating, although you probably do with cutting down on some of the fat. So it depends what sort of standpoint you go for. That is important in some ways, of course. But the best thing is to have a healthy, balanced diet, I find. If you deny yourself things, they're the things that you crave all the time. So don't deny them. Either just cut back, or do a bit more exercise, or cut back on drinking. So that's easy to cut down, isn't it? So yes, it is important. It depends which way you want to look at it. Go. I'm just chopping up a small amount of shallot, which I'm going to put into the crushed potatoes as well. Adds a little bit of bite, a little bit of crunch. All we do with this is just taking a wooden spoon. Doesn't matter what sort of size chunk they end up with. So you want all the skins in there, all the goodness, all the flavour. Slightly overcook your potatoes. So whereas you normally have a new potato, just a small amount of crunchy thing, you don't really want to overcook it. When you're crushing them, you want them really cooked all the way through.